Hi, my name is Barbara Gray from Claritystamp here in the UK, and welcome to YouTube Tuesday. Today I wanted to combine two of my favourite things, Distress Oxides from Ranger and one of the most beautiful stamp sets we've ever made, the three-way overlay stamp using the Townhouse design, which our good friend Melanie designed. She illustrated this, isn't it beautiful? This is available actually also as a stencil and as a die. Really, really beautiful. In fact, groovy as well. So well worth looking into. What I wanted to talk about today is, in case you haven't seen this before, what you'll see is you've got three stamps, 1, 2 and 3. And the black lines, or the black, is the stamp. So number 1 is the line art. Number 2 here, we call it number 2, is the infill, isn't it, of the line art. And number 3 is the background fill. Now, all three of these stamps work magnificently on their own. What we've also included with this particular set is a mask. This is really cool. In fact, I've already done a YouTube using this, and that was called Twilight Townhouse. Do have a look back, because I used all three together as a kind of almost like screen printing, really gorgeous. And then I used the mask as well, so I used a lot. Today, however, what I'd like to do is a little less predictable, if you like. If there's predictable art and unpredictable art, this is on the less predictable scale. And what I want to do is just use stamp number 3, this one. I just want to use this one to show you how you can produce really nice artwork with it. Let's have a go. I want to show you this piece here. So you'll see here, it's just a burst of colour, isn't it? Let me hold it up to you here. Maybe you'll see it better there. You'll see it looks like a really vibrant watercolour. Really nice. Here's another one. Let me show you. Similar but different, where I've isolated the roof. You can see I've actually focused in on more colour there. And then we've got one where it's just an orange sky and then green to the bottom. So you can keep it simple. I framed the one I like the best. So I want to show you how you can mix and match the colours like that, and how you get that mottled, beautiful. This works with the Distress Oxides. The key is in these ink pads, which we also stock. Anyway, so let's have a look. And I'm going to pick stamp number 3. This is this one. And I think I'll take a piece of copy paper, because I might make a really nice background as I'm going along here. And then I'm going to start, I'll decide which ink pads I'm going to use. So I'm going to stand to do this. And I've got the yellow mustard seed. I'll pop that there like so. I've got broken china. I've got a peacock feathers. These are very lovely, aren't they? We've got twisted citron if we fancy that. I've got the red, the candied apple. I think I'll use the carved pumpkins. You know what, I'm going to use them all here, aren't I? Yeah, I reckon that'll probably do it. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. I tend to start with a lighter one, because it will contaminate the ink pads less as I go. Although, you know, I'm one of those people, I use my ink pads as a tool, so I'm not too concerned about that. But let's say, for example, I want to just ink up a little bit of the yellow in that area there. Okay? So I'm going to pop a little bit of yellow on there. And then perhaps while I've got the yellow on there, maybe I'll add a little bit of the what's this one called? Peacock feather. I'll add a little bit of that. I'm going a little bit careful. I don't want to just bosh straight into the yellow unnecessarily. So I do that as well. And then maybe down here, I might add a little bit of the broken, let's do a bit of broken china down there, just because I can. Okay? So I'm going to add a little bit of that in there as well. And you see, as soon as you, there you go, it works. As soon as you get into the yellow with the blue, guess what happens? You get the green, don't you? So I've got these colours. This is not, don't get me wrong, this is not the finished artwork. I'm going to blot this now. What I'm interested in is not that, although that's quite good. What I'm interested in is what stays on here. That's what I'm after, right? But having said that, that looks quite good too. So maybe we could work on this. Who knows? It might be a masterpiece. This may be better than this in the end. Now I've done that, I would say I probably want to get in there with a little bit of the candied colour. So let's just say I want to add a little bit of that. Do you know what I could use here to do this, which would make a lot more sense? Just stay there, right, hold it there, halt while I go and get my bits. got my tools now. So what I'm going to use instead, this will help, right, I can spread the thing about these Distress Oxides. They work beautifully. Look, there you go. This is much easier. So now I can really target where I'm going with this. Okay, so pop that in there. And then if I want to, I can go in there again and I can pick up a bit more. I can go into the yellow. Yeah, this is, you got a lot more control. Okay, defo. Should have thought of this before. So now I've got that. So now, let me see. I'll do another one. Right, so I keep blotting it. Look, it's cool. It's all on there. Then I'll go, that'll do. Now the next colour, let me see, I've got some yellow, let me pick up a bit of blue. Or I'll pick up a bit of I've done the peacock feather. Let's do the broken china. Let's do a bit of this colour. And I'll come up there into the sky. So all I'm doing is actually, I'm loading this, aren't I? I'm actually loading this with colour. So we've got a bit of that going on. So take that off. We can blot it or not blot it. It's entirely up to you. Let's do a little bit of orange. Let's get a bit of orange going. I think a bit of orange in the middle would be nice. There you go. Bring a bit of orange down here. So you could just pick your colours, can't you? Let's do a bit of, what else haven't I used? Right, a bit of light blue. Let's go a bit of light blue down here as well. Right, so we add a bit of light blue down here. So we've got some nice colours going on. Let me think. Do you know what? I'm thinking I want a bit more red. Put a bit of red over that side. Is that going to be nice? I reckon. I mean, if I wanted to be really picky, I could take these, you know, our blending tools. I could go in and I could really paint in the colours exactly where I want them, couldn't I? But I think, I'm thinking I want to just keep it simple. So I'll go back in with my broken china. I just feel, this is what happens. You do this, and then when you actually print it out, it's way too dark. And that's what I was talking about the predictability, unpredictability. So I've parked that now. See, it's all becoming one big mosh now. Told you this. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, is it? So at this stage, this is where I sit down and I get philosophical and I say, it is not the destination, but the journey. And this is all a learning curve. And what I'm teaching you is the process. And if it works, happy days. And if it doesn't, then at least you know how it works. So I've got that on there. And without further ado, I'm going to take one of my little pieces of stencil card that I've cut to size, right? And then that's going to go on there. So what we've been doing is we've been loading up the colour. I can't leave it alone, can I? Right, okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to spritz it with water, and that is where these Distress Oxides just catapult into their own realm, provided that it works, of course. So what we want to do is not overcook it and not undercook it, and that's the unpredictability of it all. So we'll take a spritzer bottle. There's quite a lot of ink on there. Hang on, I'll just blot it lightly. Okay, I reckon this is going to be a right old mess. Right, you ready? So we'll spritz it. Do you think that's enough? Should we just do it? Yeah, right. Okay. Looks like rather a lot of ink here. A lot of water, a lot of ink, bit of a mosh. Should we give it a go? Right. So we'll lean that over like so, and then we'll press in there and we'll see what we get. And if it didn't work, it's okay, because here's one I did earlier. They can't all be masterpieces. There you go. That'll do the job nicely. Thank you very much. Look, so it's a little bit patchy, but actually it's lovely. And when it dries, it won't look any different to that one, actually, will it? See? All that fuss, and it was fine. So it just goes to show you, I love it. And it looks like a proper, look, that one's even nicer than the other one because it's got the sun coming in over the top. Okay? So the idea behind it is that you load your colours as you're doing your artwork, right? You don't clean your stamp in between inks. So you could do a red one, then you could do a green one, and you could do a yellow one, and you keep blotting it, but you leave your oxides on your stamp, and then when you would normally go to clean it, at that point you spritz it, and there's your masterpiece in that mess. So I'm really happy with that. I think this will look absolutely beautiful once we mount it. Look, isn't that nice? And that's using the third stamp, A little bit more water than I needed, to be honest, but hey ho, you get it, don't you? Thanks very much for joining me. And if you like what I do, then please subscribe and leave a comment. If you don't, then don't. What else was I going to say? Ah, yes, we have a wonderful website. If you're interested in any of the lovely things that I've shown you, then do head on over to our website, www.claritystamp.com. I blog every day, barbaragrayblog.com, and there is a banging community on Facebook called Clarity Worldwide, and it's packed with really creative, artistic people, and it would be lovely to see you there. So thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.